Have you ever wanted to be better than your parents? Like, do better in life? Something that I've always thought about is you shouldn't just compete to do better in life than your parents. Because from, whenever you get out of high school or whatever you do in life, you will always think, oh, the life that I want to live is to do better than my parents. But if you really think about it, you are just going to be less less stressed, all of that, if you just don't try to do better, but just let it come to you. So like, find something you want to do that's fun. Start a business. If you want to do a corporate job, do a corporate job. Don't just find the best job that you don't like just to do better than your parents. I personally think the reason people want to do better than their parents because they're 18 working with, 40 to 50-year-olds and seeing what they have. And they're like, "Oh, I want that." They think they should have that because they're working the same job. They're like living the same life. But they've had a lot more experience. They have been able to save. You're 18. You just got out of high school. You shouldn't just be doing better than them or the same as them right out of high school. I think living in your mid 20s with a good job that you like is a lot better than wasting your, early 20s, early to late 20s trying to strive for something that could be there, but you might not get it on the long term. If you do something you like, that is a lot better in life than just being stuck, I guess you could say. If you feel stuck, that is the worst thing as a young adult because you're looking at everyone else and you're like, "Oh, well, they're not stuck. Why am I stuck?" It's because you're not living the life as your parents. They grew up, could be a lot harder, could be a lot easier. Back then everything was cheaper. The minimum wage was also lower, but everything was cheaper. Now you want the same stuff for triple the price. So I think living, early to mid 20s doing something you love rather than striving for something that you can't get. And if you do, you're not gonna like your early 20s, or you're just not gonna have fun, I guess you could say. I personally think that if you like something, it'll just come to you. The money, the goals will just come to you. Another thing I've always thought about is there life after death? The reason I think about that is obviously because you should think about it, just to almost like come to terms with it. I think if you come to terms with it at a younger age, you will live a better life, not dreading when you get old. I think that once you come to terms with it, again, your goals and all that will come easier because you won't be thinking about, in the next 30 years, will I be dead? I do think that there is something after death. I don't know what. I think there could be, an afterlife. I'm not a believer in God, but I do think that there is some kind of higher power, but not what is depicted. Not because, I'm an atheist or agnostic. I just don't believe in what everyone thinks God is. That's the reason I don't know what's after death. I think that a big reason I think about that is because I've had a lot of people in my life die. And I just want to know why, or where do they go? I think if there is an afterlife, which I hope there is, then I hope it is good. I hope we all go to it. Not because, I want to see them, but that would be the best outcome. And don't get me wrong, believing in God is a good thing, but I can't believe in something that I don't have proof of. I am what would you call it? I'm a firm believer that you need proof before you believe in something. Because there's just, it's almost too unreal to believe that God is real. Like, not saying it's not crazy, like, why is the earth here? But I don't think that's because of God. I think that could be because of, other things. Like the scientific theory, which we could get into that on another video, but the video is now done. So thank you for watching. I have a Twitch. I will put it in the bio. And if you guys want to come join that, and we could talk about philosophical thoughts or conspiracies, whatever you guys want. Thank you.